Assalamualaikum and hi. We are from Group 3. We will present our group project for Foundation of Global Business IBM538. Our group mate consists of Muhammad BADLEY bin ABDULLAH, Muhammad IKHWAN bin BAZLAN, Muhammad AMIRUL ASHRAF bin Muhammad FADZLI, Muhammad PUTERA SYAHEDZHAM bin Muassis, Muhammad NAZMAN NASLIN bin NASRUDIN. I will now pass the presentation to Muhammad NAZMAN.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Muhammad NASRUDIN bin Nasruddin. Today we'll be presenting our group project for Foundation of Global Business IBM538. Our presentation focuses on how multinational companies operate in today's global business environment using Samsung as our case study. In today's global business environment, companies are facing many challenges. These include rapid technological changes, political instability, environmental issues, and changes in consumer behavior. All of these factors make the business environment more unpredictable and difficult to manage. This situation is commonly referred to as a VUCA environment, which stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Volatility refers to how fast and frequent changes happen in the market. Uncertainty means companies cannot easily predict future outcomes. Complexity involves many interconnected factors affecting decisions. And ambiguity means that information is often unclear or open to multiple interpretations. Because of this VUCA environment, multinational companies must be flexible and adaptive in their strategies. Decisions made today may become outdated very quickly, especially in industries such as electronic and technology. Companies like Samsung operate in highly uncertain global environment. External factors such as technological innovation, global competition, and environmental concerns strongly influence Samsung business performance and strategic decisions. These factors are mostly outside the company's control, yet they have a major impact in its success. Therefore, understanding the external environment is very important for multinational companies. It helps them identify potential risks, recognize opportunities, and develop strategies in remain competitive in the global market. In this presentation, we will begin with an environmental analysis to identify the key uncertainties faced by Samsung. Next, we will discuss Samsung's strategy response to these challenges, followed by an evaluation and discussion of these strategies. Finally, we will present our recommendation and conclusion. With that, I would like to pass the presentation to Muhammad Badley to explain the environmental analysis in more detail. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Thank you Najman for the introductions and the background for these presentations. I will continue the presentations on environmental analysis. So before that, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Badley Abdullah. So I will continue on the environmental analysis. I will now explain the environmental analysis, which focuses on the external uncertainties faced by Samsung Electronics. So environmental analysis refers to the factors outside of the company's control that can affect its business operations and performance. In this case, we talk about the Samsung Electronics. For a multinational company like Samsung, these external factors create uncertainty and make planning more challenging. So the first one, key environmental uncertainty, the major uncertainties that we found it that we can talk here is about the technological uncertainty. So what is happening? The technology changes very fast in the electronic industry. So new technology include artificial intelligence AI, 5G network, and advanced semiconductor chips. And also the product become outdated very quickly. So why it matters to Samsung? Because Samsung must constantly innovate to stay competitive with high cost of R&D to keep up with innovations. If not, if Samsung fails to adapt in these new technologies surroundings, risk of losing market share to competitors like Apple or others technology firms. So impact on this, the pressures to invest heavily in the new technology. This is impact to the Samsungs and the shortest PLC product life cycles in increase of uncertainties. So next is uncertainties about the geopolitical and political risks. So Samsung operates manufacturing plant and works with suppliers in many different countries around the world. Trade tensions between countries, such as the trade conflict between United States and China, this can be result in increment of tariffs, uh, export control, and restrictions of the technology. So political instability in certain regions can also disrupt productions and delay the supply of components. These risks increase operating costs and create uncertainty for the Samsung global supply chains. So the third one is the social and environmental pressure. Today, consumers are more aware of environmental issues and prefer products from companies that are environmentally responsible. Is more on the sustainability initiative. So government have also introduced strict environmental regulations related to the carbon emissions and electronic waste. So for Samsung, this means the company must invest more in sustainable productions methods and environmentally friendly products. While this helps improve Samsung brand image, it also increases compliance and operating costs. So, in summary, Samsung faced significant external uncertainties from rapid technology change, geopolitical risks, and environmental pressure. These factors are outside Samsung control, but they strongly influence the company's strategic decisions. Therefore, environmental analysis is important because it helps us understand why Samsung must continuously adapt its strategy to remain competitive in the global market. That's my presentations. I will pass to my colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, MOHD, for presenting environmental analysis part. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mohamad Putra SYAHEDZHAM. For this part, we will discuss Samsung electronic strategic responses to uncertainty in the global business environment. The company focuses on three main strategies. The first one, investment in research and development. Next is supply chain diversification. And last but not least is strategic partnership. This strategy helps Samsung remain competitive and resilient in rapidly changing global market. The first point is investment in research and development. Samsung places a strong emphasis on research and development, especially in the areas of smartphone and semiconductor. In the technology industry, innovation is very important because product can become outdated very quickly. By continuously investing in R&D, Samsung is able to introduce new technologies, improve product performance, and maintain high product quality. This strategy helps Samsung remain competitive and reduce the risk of technological aging in a highly competitive market. Next, another important strategy adopted by Samsung Electronics is supply chain diversification. Samsung operates manufacturing and assembly facilities in several countries, including South Korea, Vietnam, India, and United States. This approach reduces the company's dependence on a single country and minimizes risk caused by political instability, trade restriction, or global disruption such as pandemic. According to McNeil et al. 2022, multinational firms often diversify their operation to manage political and economic risks more effectively. For Samsung, this strategy improves operational flexibility and ensures continuity of production even when disruption occur in certain regions. Last but not least is strategic partnership. Samsung collaborates with various technology firms and suppliers as part of its strategic partnership. Through this collaboration, Samsung is able to share the risk, reduce the cost, and gain access to a new knowledge and technologies. Samsung Electronics also use strategic partnership as a response to uncertainty in the global business environment. Strategic partnership helps Samsung manage technological complexity and reduce the risk associated with a large investment. Through this partnership, Samsung strengthens its innovation capabilities and improve its competitive position in global market. In conclusion, Samsung strategic response such as investment in R&D, supply chain diversification, and strategic partnership demonstrate how the company adapt to uncertainty in the global business environment. This strategy helped Samsung maintain competitiveness, manage risk, and ensure long-term sustainability. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Putra. My name is Mohamad IKHWAN. I will be presenting on evaluation and discussion on Samsung strategy. For this section, we will evaluate and discuss Samsung strategy response to uncertainty in the global business environment. Overall, Samsung strategy has been largely successful in absorb uncertainty and maintaining in the competitive position. From a strategic perspective, Samsung placed strong emphasis on research and development, technology innovation, and global diversification. This strategy enabled the company to respond efficiently to repeat the technological change as well the external risks such as the geopolitical issue and market volatility. In general, Samsung's strategy approach is consistent with a key international business concept, particularly in managing uncertainty and sustain long-term competitive. One of Samsung's main strengths is the strong innovation capability. The company invests heavily in research and development, which enable to continuous innovation and product difference. According to Peng in 2021, strong R&D and capability provide firm with a sustained competitive advantage, especially in technology-driven industry. This allowed Samsung to better cope with the technology disruption compared to many of its competitors. Another important strength is a Samsung flexibility global supply chain. Samsung operate production facility and supply across multiple countries. This diversification help reduce political risk and supply disruption, especially during the global COVID crisis. MNET and Intel in 2022 highlight that success diversification reflect high adaptive capacity in international business operation. Lastly, Samsung demonstrate better risk management through the diversification across market, technology, and strategic partner. This approach increased the company resilience and reduced depend on any single market or supplier. Despite these strengths, Samsung's strategy also have several weaknesses. Firstly, high R&D and operating costs represent a major limitation. Heavy investment in innovation and advanced manufacturing facility significantly increase financial risk. As noted by Hill in 2020, high operational costs can negatively affect profit margin, particularly in highly competitive industry. Secondly, Samsung faces complex global coordination challenge. Managing operation across different countries involves culture difference, regulatory requirement, and communication barrier. MNET L in 2020 explained that while diversification reduces risk, it also increases coordination and management complexity. In addition, Samsung operates in highly competitive markets such as smartphone and consumer electronics. Intense competition and price pressure further challenge profitability despite strong strategic capability. Overall, Samsung strategy can be considered effective but costly. Based on evaluation, R&D investment is effective in driven innovation, but it involves high financial risk. Supply chain can diversification in highly effective in reducing political and supply risk, while strategic partnership are moderate effect due to the depending on external party. The key strategic implication is that Samsung need to achieve a better balance between flexibility, innovation, and cost control. While the company has adapted well in uncertainty, continued improvement is necessary to ensure long-term sustainability and to address further global challenge. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. IKHWAN, for talking about the discussion. My name is MOHAMAD, and I will be going over some of the recommendations and also the conclusion. What are some of the recommendations that we can give? For example, I can give 3 recommendations, which is strengthen partnerships in green technology, continue digital transformation, as well as improve supply chain transparency. So the first recommendation, which is strengthen partnerships in green technology. In a VUCA world driven by rapid environmental changes and regulatory pressure, Samsung should deepen collaborations with governments, startups, research institutions, and suppliers focused on sustainable innovations like renewable energy, carbon capture, and circular economy technologies. This builds on Samsung's existing new environmental strategy, including commitments to net zero emissions, recycled materials, products, and investments in green tech to reduce emissions and resource use. So what are some of the benefits of this? Well, it shares R&D risk/costs. It accelerates innovation in high uncertainty areas like AI integrated green solutions. It also enhances brand reputation and mitigate risks from stricter environmental regulations or consumer shifts towards sustainability. For example, they can expand joint ventures or supplier programs for low carbon technologies and e-waste recycling to support long-term competitiveness. The second recommendation would be improve supply chain transparency. We would enhance visibility and accountability across the global supply chain through advanced tracking and third-party audits. Samsung conducted audits on second-tier suppliers in 2024, blockchain/digital platforms, and stricter ESG standards for partners. This addresses VUCA risk like geopolitical instability, supply disruption, or ethical issues by reducing reliance on single regions and building trust with stakeholders. This ties into Samsung's ongoing efforts like supplier codes of conduct, responsible mineral sourcing, and so on. So what are the outcomes of this? It would lower reputational and operational risks. It does support compliance with global standards and strengthens overall resilience in an uncertain environment. The next recommendation is continue digital transformation. It accelerates adoption of AI, big data, and smart manufacturing to boost agility and resilience against technological volatility. The key emphasis would be to integrate digital transformation with sustainability to create dual advantages in cost control and environmental performance. In conclusion, Samsung operates in a highly uncertain global business landscape marked by rapid technological changes, political instability, environmental pressures, and complexity, ambiguity, the classic VUCA environment. Samsung's proactive approaches, heavy R&D investment, global supply chain diversification, strategic partnerships, and innovation focus effectively help manage these risks and maintain competitiveness and support strong performance despite external pressures. While current strategies provide a solid foundation, long-term success requires ongoing evolution, balancing high innovation costs with flexibility, embracing sustainability as core driver, and adapting swiftly to emerging uncertainties. By implementing these recommendations and committing to continuous adaptation, Samsung is well positioned to not only survive, but to thrive and lead in the global tech industry for the long term. Samsung's ability to navigate VUCA through innovation, resilience, and sustainability will ensure sustained success in an ever-changing world. That's all. Thank you for listening.